What's good, everybody? Appreciate you checking in. All right. We're just a little over a week out from the NFL draft, and we got a roster move. All right. We have some movement. Tom Telesco, they brought another player onto this active roster, which I want to talk about a little bit, kind of get your feedback on it, and let you know what my perspective is on this signing and how it may affect our moves in the upcoming draft. So let's talk about it really quick. Before I do, again, if you could hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications. When I hit 3,000 subscribers, I'll be doing my next giveaway, which will be my fourth since starting this channel back in the September, October timeframe. And so just my way of saying thank you. So hit that subscribe button if you want to be included in that giveaway when I hit 3,000. In addition to that, I kind of dropped a hint on my previous video. If you are in the Vegas area, all right, if you're in the Las Vegas area, you want to get out and watch the draft with a bunch of Raider fans, I will be there along with two other content creators that do a great job of covering the Raiders here on YouTube. It's Severe Raider and Pharaoh NFL. We're going to be at the Ahern Hotel just off the Las Vegas Strip. It's free parking. It's free admission, 50-50 raffles, giveaways. If you are one of the first 25 people to show up, you'll get 5 free entries into the giveaways throughout the entire day, drink and food specials. If you are in the Vegas area and you want to show up and hang out with us, we're going to be doing live coverage of the draft the entire night. In the description down below, there's going to be an Eventbrite link where you can RSVP. Now, keep in mind, the seating is limited, so go on that link. Again, if you want to come and join us, hit us up. Go to that link, RSVP. I hope to see you there. If you are going to show up, in the comment section down below, type draft day so that I know you're going to show up so I can look out for you when you get there so I can say what's up and just show my appreciation for you viewing my channels. And so, yeah, guys, if you're in the Las Vegas area, hit us up. Ahern Hotel. Again, free admission, free parking. Come see us. The address is in the photo down below. All right, guys. Okay, so let's take a look at what this signing is. All right, so who we brought on. Cody Whitehair. He's a former offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears. Contracts did come out. It's a 1-year, $2.5 million contract, $1.4 million guaranteed. And after bonuses and incentives, he could reach a max payout of about $3 million. And so what that tells me is it's basically a rotational piece. Okay. But there are some pros and cons. Okay. There's pros and cons. I will tell you the cons outweigh the pros in my opinion, but let's get your opinion on it. So first and foremost, the pros. Okay. One, he knows Luke Getsy's system. Okay, he played 2 years in Luke Getsy's system, and so he's familiar with it. He's a very versatile player. He played both guard positions as well as center, and so he can play all the positions inside the interior. And obviously, guard is one of the positions. Not only do we need to find a right guard as a starter, but we need to find some depth. And so that helps out, in my opinion, with the depth piece of the guard position. And then again, he's a former Pro Bowler. Right? In 2018, he did make the Pro Bowl. I think his Pro Bowl days are well behind him based on what I saw in the film. And what I will say is when we hired on Luke Getsy, I went back and I watched Luke Getsy's offense. Okay. And I watched 7 games of his offense last season. And one of the things that I focused on was one, how is he with play calling? That's number one. But two, what are some players that we could potentially bring over from that Chicago Bears offense? Because again, when head coaches, when offensive coordinators or just coordinators in general, when they're brought into a new regime, they like to bring some of their guys over. One, because they fit their system, but two, it helps with the transition of implementing a new offense into a new onto a new roster, right? Into a new locker room. And so that's what I broke down. Now, Cody Whitehair was not on my radar. Okay. One of the guys that I really liked was Lucas Patrick. I think Lucas Patrick still could be a very viable option. He's still available in free agency. I'd like to see us potentially bring him in. That was my guy that I wanted based on what I saw on the game film. Is as much as the Bears offensive line as a whole was not very good, I think Lucas Patrick by far was the best one on that offensive line. And again, not bringing him in as a starter, bring him in as a rotational piece, but also someone that could help coach on the sideline and in that offensive line room to kind of help the rest of these offensive linemen get up to speed. And so, again, one of the pros, He's got experience. He's very versatile. He experienced with Luke Getsy's system. And he's a former Pro Bowler. Again, I don't think I think those days are past him. But could we, if we found ourselves in a situation where he had to start or he had to come into the game, could we get a little spark out of him? Okay. He's got that experience of being a Pro Bowler. Maybe we can get just a little piece of that when he comes over. Now, the cons. Again, I think the cons definitely outweigh the pros based on what I saw. I didn't go back and look a bunch of game film on him specifically, but what I do remember is he didn't pop out on me. So I did go back, I watched some clips, but I also took a look at what the fans said last year, in the previous years when he was with the Bears, under Luke Getsy's system. I wanted to see what did they say. And then I watched a little bit of film just to kind of compare. Now, number one, I think is a very big liability against bigger, stronger down linemen. He's going to be going against Chris Jones twice a year. If he does get some playing time, that scares me a little bit. He's up there in age. All right. So he's going to be 32 this year. So you can see that his ability to get to the second level, his ability to adjust if he finds himself out of position. A lot of times linemen, they will do some stunts on that offensive line. So you might find yourself in one position, and then as another D lineman comes, you need to be able to be quick with your feet. You got to make sure you get your hips in the right position. And I think because of old age, he's just a little bit slower to get there. So I think that's going to be tough for him as the years continue. And then he struggles to block in space. And what I mean by that is when he doesn't have help around you, I think he relies a lot on the center and tackle help around him to sustain his blocks. When he's one-on-one with guys, he struggles. When he's got to pick up a stunt or a blitzing linebacker that's quicker than him, they finesse around him very quickly. And so I just think he's going to struggle. At the end of the day, it wasn't my first pick to address the guard position in free agency. Another thing is when I said one of his pros is that he's very versatile, right? He played both guard position in Luke Getsy's system. He played center. The thing is that if the plan is to put him at center, I think that's where I'm afraid of that move, because if you go back and look at his film, again, a lot of people were talking about it as well. Fans were talking about it when he went into the center position. When he had to play center, he struggled bad. His snaps were completely off. You can tell when he was one-on-one with some of those bigger nose guards, he struggled. They muscled him up a little bit. And so, again, I think this is just a rotational piece. All right. So, guys, let me know. Comment section down below. Rate this pickup. 1 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to rate this in 2 different ways, right? If he is brought in and becomes a starter day one, I'm going to rate this pickup probably a 3. I don't like it. I don't like it if he is being brought in to potentially be a starter. Yes, I'd like to see him compete. That's fine. But I do think he's a rotational piece. If it's purely as a rotational piece, I'll probably make this a 6. And the reason why I'd only give it a 6 is because I think there's 2 other guys that we should have brought in besides Cody Whitehair. One, Lucas Patrick. He played on that offensive line for Luke Getsy the last couple of years. He was the better one, in my opinion, to pick up. He played right guard. He played right guard in Luke Getsy's system, and we need a right guard. Now, I know that there's rumors that Thayer Mumford might move down, but in addition to him playing right guard, he also played center for the Bears last season for, I believe it was a game or 2, and did well. Okay, so you want to talk about a versatile interior lineman, Lucas Patrick is the guy. So I give it a 6 because there's Lucas Patrick still sitting out there that knows Luke Getsy's system, and you still got Greg Van Roten that's out there. And so could we still bring them in? Yes. I still think we need to add probably 2 more interior offensive linemen onto this roster to compete, knowing that 1, possibly 2 are going to get cut as we get down to that 53-man roster. But I give it a 4 if he ends up starting. I give it a 6 if he is just truly a rotational piece, because I think there's still more guys in free agency that we could have brought on that would be a better option. So, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Now, let's look at what our position groups look like right now. We got Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Ben Brown is still on the active roster, and now we got Cody Whitehair. So that's what our depth looks like. Again, we could possibly move Thayer Mumford down into the guard position. There's been some rumbling that might happen. But let me know, do you still want us to address this in free agency, or do you want us to address this in the draft? All right, let me know in that comment section down below. Now, if we want to address this in the draft, in my opinion, I'd like us to go after a right tackle first and foremost, whether that's sticking at 13 and pick a right tackle, we'll trade back a little bit and still pick up a right tackle. That would be my goal. And I'd like to see us address the guard situation kind of later in the draft, right? Maybe the starting around that third or fourth round, depending how the draft plays out. Now, if we were to get someone early, you got guys like Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State. You got Christian Haynes out of UConn, Christian Mahogany out of Boston College. Those are probably some of the top guards coming out of this draft that if you want to get them, you got to start eyeballing them late first, starting in that second. Now, some guys that I like later in the rounds is Zach Zinter out of Michigan. I do like him, probably starting around that third round. Bo Lemer out of Arkansas, I think he could be an option. A guy that I really like in the later rounds, I'm talking fifth round. He's got around a fifth round, sixth round projection. I'd like to see him maybe in the sixth if he drops, is Jarrett Kingston out of USC. Now, you guys might be saying USC had a horrible offensive line. Yeah, as a whole, as a unit, they were bad. But if you look at this kid one-on-one, I think he brings to the table exactly what AP wants on this team. He's got an attitude. He plays with an attitude. He doesn't want to he plays not at the whistle, he plays through the whistle. He wants to put you in the dirt anytime he comes in contact with you. So I really like what he could bring to the table, again, in the later rounds. And so at the end of the day, guys, I think this is just a rotational player. I think that he's going to come in, be one of those guys to possibly help implement Luke Getsy's system and be that extra coach on the sideline. So, guys, let me know your take on this. I appreciate you sticking with me. Again, Ahern Hotel, day 1, day 2 of the draft. If you're in the Las Vegas area, hit me up. Hit up the Eventbrite link. RSVP. Join myself, Severe Raider, Pharaoh NFL. We're going to be covering the draft day 1, day 2. Doors open at 3. Free parking, free admission. Come hit me up. Type draft day in the comment section down below. Also, the link to the Eventbrite RSVP will be in the description down below as well. So, guys, I appreciate you sticking with me. Let me know your thoughts. I hope to see you guys on Thursday and Friday of the draft if you guys are around. But if not, I appreciate you viewing. We'll be going live. So hit me up when draft day comes. And I appreciate all you guys viewing. So, again, also subscribe. 3,000 subscribers. I'll be doing my giveaway. Get involved in that. And I appreciate you. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.